Live from beautiful Ohio, it's the OK Boomer podcast, featuring siblings, the real Jean and Laura.
Hello, I'm Jean.
And I am Laura, and we are here to encourage all you boomers, millennials, and everyone in between to be happily okay together.
And I'm feeling happy, and I'm also feeling excited. We have some exciting news.
Do tell.
We just got the idea to have
business cards.
Yes, they still make them, apparently.
They do still make them. Now, I have heard some millennials say, Mom, yeah, I guess it'd be my kids if they're calling me Mom.
Oh, yeah, right.
Those millennials say people don't really use business cards anymore, but we don't care. We don't care at all, and we made them, and we designed them, and we actually figured out how to print them and have them sent to our homes. So
we're delighted with them. I will definitely be posting about them, but it turns out both of us have fear of passing out business cards.
Yeah.
Both of us. I didn't think you would.
I do, though. I'm finding they're in my purse. I'm all excited. They're ready to be flaunted and shown to the world. And it's a little scarier than we thought. But
we had our first success. We went out to breakfast this morning. First time since COVID.
Yes.
That we actually met for breakfast, and we passed out 2 cards.
Yes. Now, our first one, we debated, and we thought, you know how the bill comes back to you after you've paid and you have that little black folder thing. We carefully placed the card right on that. We thought they'd notice it that way, our gal, the server.
Right. And then Laura happily showed it to the waitress.
I did.
Who was a very nice lady.
She was very nice. She was Karen. She did a great job. And then walking out where they have the little news board area, we carefully placed it there. We're
so
thanks
thanks to Bueller's and their restaurant. That's a really nice grocery store in Medina. We have passed out 2 business cards, and everyone, at least who is our age, will tell you about business cards. Oh, you just have to pass them out like they're water, like they're candy. Just pass them out everywhere.
Yeah.
And that makes me even more scared.
Easier said than done. In real estate, they do tell us the same thing. Just pass them out everywhere, grocery store line, wherever you are. But it's a little scarier. But quick shout out to our gal, our server. I think her name was Karen. This was at Bueller's. She was so good because I wanted regular coffee and you wanted decaf. Kudos to her for never mixing it up.
Yes.
I'm charged on caffeine and you are not.
I'll be snoring soon. No.
That's right.
So you had a coffee story, I think.
Well, it just reminded me, coffee breaks. Do you take them?
I do. I follow, I don't know if this is a current thing now in England, but they used to have what they called 11s.
That's hard to say.
It is.
That's hard
Did
to hear.
I say it all right?
11s.
11s, plural, not just 11s. 11s.
Right.
I believe that's how they say it. And that would have been like a coffee break. They'd have their tea and a little cake, perhaps.
Lovely, but not actual coffee.
No.
So it's a tea break, but a break.
Speaking of tea, I'm sorry, I have to interrupt.
Fine.
I'm interrupting already.
Oh my goodness.
This is going to be a long podcast, folks.
Gird my loins, yes.
I don't know how many books you've read lately by British authors. They're fun to read because it really gives you a taste of life.
Well, we know how much I read.
So chances are not.
Odds are good.
They're very fun to read, and I've read cozy mysteries. I've read women's fiction. Very fun, but it is amazing. It's actually incredible how many times they mention drinking tea. Like, say, in a cozy mystery where they're getting together, the 2 neighbors are chatting over the latest things they found out. They have to make tea first. Someone comes home and wants to tell their mom about their date. They have to make a cup of tea first. They don't just say, we're making a cup of tea. They describe the whole process.
Wow.
Over and over and over in every book. So tea drinking is
clearly
a big deal
thing over there.
But on to coffee.
Yes, I don't think we do that so much here. We are pretty into coffee over here. So back to the coffee break. Now, just quickly, I've given myself now in my own little world of whatever jobs I think I'm doing, my own sort of coffee break. discovered those Diet Coke with the coffee in them. Oh, so good.
And it's just nice to have that kind of treat, isn't it? I have coffee and Fig Newtons are my Levinses.
Yeah.
Neither of those you're into? Or coffee?
The Fig Newton's not so sure.
I pretend that they're healthy.
Right. Oh, dear. All right. Although the Coke with the caffeine and the caramel is very good. Okay. So, for when do you think, put on your little thinking cap, when do you think the first coffee break was? Give me a decade.
Oh, a decade, a year? I would think it goes
century.
Back to in the 1800s, I'll say.
Oh, you're so good. Yeah.
Sorry.
That's all right. You are correct. 1880s. Now, the first coffee break, maybe they drank coffee before that, I think. I know on Rifleman in the Civil War era, they had coffee in the big pot. So, in 1888, in Stoughton, Wisconsin, the Gunderson Tobacco Warehouse,
yes,
big employer in town, hired women who lived close by. And what the women used to do is they would run home from their jobs. Of course, women would do this.
So they worked at the place.
They worked at this tobacco warehouse. They all lived close enough they could run home. So they would all run home to check on their children, start dinner, make sure the house was tidy, and they had a pot of coffee ready for them, so they drank that and had energy then to come back and work.
Oh, so sort of was nice.
Coffee break, but I thought it was so funny. They ran home to check on their children. Were their kids just home alone?
I suppose. Maybe there was like an older lady down the street who kind of...
Maybe.
So they were allowed to go home for a coffee break
and
kind of check up and make sure dinner was going to be...
Right.
But I like that.
Yes. It seems typical that, of course, women would just run home, get a quick cup of coffee, but you're also having to do everything else, so... We've always done everything, and we continue to do so.
Good. I'm glad you worked that into the coffee story. Yes.
Oh, plug for women. All right. What on earth? I'm done. That was real exciting.
I'm going to start off, then we'll start talking about our week.
Good idea.
All right. We never know where this is going to lead either. So here we go with our week. First thing on my list, last week, my OH was stung by a bee.
Oh, dear.
And I really won't say anything else because we can all imagine how that turned out.
Yes.
He's fine this week.
But he was a man who was stung
by a bee. On to the next topic. What say you? What's on your list?
Well, let me tell you, I had an epiphany today.
Oh, today?
Today. Driving over, before I met you for breakfast, driving to get there, I was listening to a podcast, and I realized, I'm in the car, so I can't do a whole lot, but I got to thinking about podcasts, and I realized you can speed up their sound.
Yes, I have. Do you like that?
Well, somewhat, but you can make it go real fast. Hey, I wonder, do people do that with us? If we get into boring sections, do they speed us up to get through it?
That's fine.
No, it's fine if you do, or if you want us real slow. We don't care. But then it clicked to me, and I don't know why I've never thought about this in my entire life. The guys that do the commercials and they talk real fast at the end.
Yes.
I'm guessing they just speed them up.
I would think so.
I always thought
they were excellent.
Whole life, I always thought, how do they talk so fast? This was my today's epiphany. I was just shocked. I was amazed.
Did you pull off the side of the road?
I put on my flashers and just sat there for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, I never. Sometimes.
So the whole credit card info when they have to rattle that off.
I have always thought they must practice. They must really work hard. They're hired because they can speak quickly. No, I'm sure they're just sped up.
I think we'll tell your children not to listen to this episode.
Okay.
Moving
on, your turn.
Well, following up from past podcasts, I like to kind of tie it all together. We're a continually evolving show. Right. So we had talked about how boomers like us, like to talk to people. We don't like to pass out business cards, but we do like to chat with those we meet. And we've mentioned cashiers, delivery guys. So another place I realized would be good would be, I just was reading about Communal tables in restaurants where you could just go in and sit right with a table with other random people. That would be perfect.
We like that.
Yes.
I love that. In fact, years ago at a place called The Rail, they still have a communal table. I can remember taking my kids there. We'd all sit there, and I would just start chatting to people.
Of course you would. Great.
Of course, they looked horrified.
Who looked horrified? The people?
Well, maybe, and I didn't realize.
Your children.
My children, yes. Right. Because I would just pick up conversations like, oh, do you like, peanut butter on your burger? And there you go.
Yeah, it just starts the whole...
It just starts flowing, but yes.
Yes. So that'll be something to look forward to. We'll have to try to do that. All right. And your week was still good? Still all good?
Yes, couple of things. I just don't even know where to begin. First off, I almost feel like I'm in a studio with the big, the air headphone things on my ears, because in my eardrum as we speak, maybe not the drum, I have hearing aids.
So you officially have real hearing aids.
Officially got the Lively hearing aids, and I'm so excited. So I'm in the beginning stages. I have an orientation this afternoon. I'll tell you next time.
But you've been wearing them, is what you're saying.
I have been wearing them, and I honestly forget I have them in.
And
I can hear all kinds of things. I realize I need a better door in our first floor new bathroom. We have a pocket door. Maybe you need a better door.
Oh, interesting.
Because now with hearing aids, I'm hearing too much. Some of the things my OH does, it's like I don't need to hear anything. Or
see what I mean? Our podcast just goes into we talk about everything.
Yeah, so there's a joy to being able to hear the birds outside.
Yes, right.
Other things, maybe not so much. But we'll tweak, and I will keep you abreast of all
Now, I noticed the other day when I think you were first telling me about your hearing aids that you had access to some kind of phone app with them. Is that right?
Did I already talk about this with you?
No.
I can't remember.
Not on the podcast, just you and me.
Yes. I have an app, and I can make you louder or make you softer. I can tune out noises in the restaurant. It's really cool.
Oh, that's where we did it. We were out for happy hour with our OHs, and you could have the back. Yeah, there are some blessings, Tim. All right, bee sting wig. I could have just...
Anyway, that's it. Lively hearing aids, so far a go, a plus.
Oh, great.
Carry on. Can you top that?
Oh, no, but I think I have something that will interest you. I cannot top that, but I think I have something that will interest you, and that is practicing patience. Is that something you need to do, or you seem pretty patient?
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm really not. No, I'm not patient.
Can you, off the top of your head, I know I'm asking this off the top of your head, can you say...
Just anything.
Example?
Anything from ordering something on Amazon that comes, 5 hours past the delivery time.
Oh, that starts...
of course, nobody likes to wait in any kind of line.
Well, that's good. So here's something you can practice your patience.
Okay.
Did you mention that? And something you could do is the next time you're at the grocery.
Yes.
You could pick the longest grocery line instead of standing there and analyzing and trying to figure out who has the biggest baskets and who looks like they're going to be fast. You could just stand in the longest line and practice standing there happily.
And why would I do that?
To stretch your
patience.
Yeah.
Well, the other day, my OH, we do this every day. We go to the grocery store way too much. We should learn to do this once a week, but we're there probably every other day.
Oh.
And every other day it is that stress of, oh my gosh, which line to go in. And then you're in and you think you're good, and then there's a price check or something has gone awry, and yeah.
So think about that.
Have you done it?
No. But I think I will try. I was trying to just think it just now. Am I impatient? I suppose.
That's it.
Nothing sticking in my... I'm trying to be kinder about that.
I'm pretty impatient.
Yeah. On to you.
All right. Well, this coming week, which of course will be past when you all listen to this, I'm doing the old annual, which we didn't do last year with COVID, team relay for the Akron Marathon.
Oh, yes, and you've done that many years.
Many, many years. I thought, why not do one more? So it's been 2 years since I've trained for this. I'll be right back. Well, I'm not right back. I'm real slow. I was reading, I was curious what I tell people I'm going out for a run. Well, I'm not. I'm not even sure I'm going out for a jog.
But you are going out.
But I am going out. I'm moving my limbs.
You are tying your shoes.
I'm going from point A to point B, but I didn't realize you have to be 10-minute miles or less to be considered running.
Oh.
I'm not running at all. And I think it's between like 10 and 13-minute miles to be considered jogging.
And how do you stack up with that?
I'm around a 15-minute mile.
So you could actually be fast walk.
I might actually, even though I've always thought I was at least jogging.
But you're moving. That's great. You're out there
what I'm
exercising. You're breathing air. You're in the outside.
I'm moving. I hope we make it in the time limit.
There's a time limit?
There is a time limit, so.
And you said am I right, you're running uphill?
I am. That's my excuse.
Yeah.
It's really good, because I just tell the group, well, I had the uphill section, so that's why I'm slower.
Well, good luck to you. We'll cheer you on. And I'll just remind you, you have actually run a whole half marathon by yourself, and you did great with that. So you are a good runner.
That was 2 years ago. It's amazing how quickly it goes. Boomers, don't let it go.
Right. Well, that's probably a good thing to remind people. If you like exercising, keep on with it, or find an exercise you do like.
Yeah, because it goes quickly.
Right.
All right, so that's coming up.
That is coming up.
Thanks.
I am going to forget to do this, so I'm going to do it right now, but I wanted to give some shout outs to some of our friends who have been so nice about sending happy comments to us on social media.
Love those. It just thrills us. We should have music or something. Shout outs.
Yes, from our friends. So Beth Ann says, and she's speaking about our last podcast, where you had to find my friend, the famous Find My Friend
debacle
podcast. She says, oh my goodness, this is Beth Ann. Oh my goodness, I was laughing right along with you, Jean, the whole episode. 14 stabs for coleslaw, alarm faux pas, and misplaced locations. And she also says, I order HelloFresh when we go to the beach.
Good idea.
Especially a lifesaver during COVID. So thanks. It's just fun to hear other people's reactions, isn't it?
It is.
And then my author friend, Jane O'Brien, she writes a great time travel series, Time Slip, said, I can't wait to find a few minutes this weekend to sit still and listen. I look forward to each new episode and constantly repeat things I've learned to my OH. That's adorable. Oh, Jane, that's wonderful.
Great, Jane.
Thank you. And then the famous Bibiana Krall.
Yes.
She says, I'm anxiously awaiting the formal, in quotes, Bob Evans breakfast essay.
Oh, yes. All right.
And no, Laura, we cannot be on Find My Friends, as I'm afraid I will scare you when you realize I was next to you all along. Y'all make me laugh. Have a fabulous day.
Oh, that's funny, Bibiana. Oh, that's great.
That was great. So that's so nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. That encourages me.
So you still have some news now?
Just a few odds and ends. First off, we were in Chicago visiting the granddaughter and the daughter and husband, son-in-law. Wonderful. Fabulous time. Have you ever just sat and wondered about things? No, you've never done that.
Right, yes.
So I was sitting up in their high-rise. They're on the 28th floor, looking out over Navy Pier. Beautiful, beautiful. Then I realized there's like an amazing amount of insects, bugs, that are either on the window or flying about.
That high up?
Yes.
Really?
I said so.
What?
I researched this.
Oh, good.
Because we all want to know.
Yeah.
Here we go. Any idea what insect flies the highest? And you'll be amazed when I tell you how high.
what insect would fly the highest? I'm going to just go with flies because they must
That
like
would
to
be intelligent. I was going to say think OH.
Oh, right.
Bumblebees.
Are those little bees?
Yes, and did you know, I don't know if this is true. We try to fact check everything and research it.
Oh, diligently.
They claim that they have seen bumblebees flying as high as Mount Everest. That seems shocking. And what are they doing up there? I thought that was a fascinating fact.
That is fair. And good thing you were observing.
Yes, when you're sitting
I never
around,
thought. I thought they just like to hover around.
like maybe to
Clover
the height of bush, and that's it.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I do find that
bumblebees, they're just
fascinating.
flapping those wings trying to get to the top. But then I thought, maybe they're just on people's things. Did the people take them up, or did they really?
Oh, good point. Right. Oh.
I wish I hadn't thought of that. Okay.
More research required.
Yeah,
Thank you. Put that on your research. Right. More research required. I read a term I hadn't heard of. Maybe you've heard of it.
Yeah.
Trip stacking.
Trip?
Mm-hmm.
Not like tripping.
No, trip stacking.
Okay, don't know about
So I thought, this could be something cool.
Yeah.
I'm in the mood for an interesting trip.
Yes, trip stacking.
Well, it wasn't as cool as I thought. It just means what people are doing now is if they're scheduling a vacation, so they're scheduling like their dream vacation, like they want to go to Hawaii,
Yes.
Tahiti. That's their dream. So they schedule that one.
Mm-hmm.
Then at the same time, they schedule a safer option during these still rather COVID-y days. So they'll schedule several easier to get to vacations at the same time so that they will have a vacation. So they're more like fallback vacations, but they scheduled them all.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Trip stacking sounds better. I thought maybe like you were going from A to B to C.
Well, that's what I thought too.
Fallback vacations.
Is what it really is.
I don't know if I've ever done that.
Well, that seems complicated.
That seems
and then
very
you'd have to cancel them.
and then you'd have to remember your password. And,
Right.
Oh.
And you're trying to make this a vacation, not a...
Okay. I may pass on the trip stacking.
Can I quickly mention something else?
I don't know that you can. I was all excited about my next one, but go ahead.
I don't want to forget. I meant to say this when we were talking about grocery store lines.
Oh,
That's why I
okay.
feel like I can jump in.
Jump in.
It relates back.
Okay.
So like if you wanted to talk about bugs some more, you could jump back in.
Gotcha.
All right. So I'm just jumping in grocery store. I'm up at the little grocery store near Lake Erie. Nice little store. I'm fiddling around. I'm at the checkout line. I've patiently
just picked the longest line.
No, I did. I actually picked one with no one there, and I happily rolled right up.
You betcha.
So they had one of those little digital displays where you enter your customer loyalty number, or you can apply for one. So I was kind of, as she was checking me out, the cashier, I was trying to fiddle with that, not very successfully. So she reached over, she's a nice, friendly, older, talkative person. She reaches over and does the rest of the
thing for you.
Yeah, fine. I thank her.
Right.
And she says, well, I tell my older customers, then she changed it to, I tell my older customers that
because she didn't want you to think that you were an older.
But apparently I've made it to the level of older. I have not made it to the level of older. And I suppose, do you think there's an older?
Well, there could be.
One of these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the war people just died. He was an architect and he had designed equipment in World War II that was fake, like a inflated tank. And they set these, it was just a plastic inflated tanker.
Oh, right, to fool the enemy
right,
that you had.
Fool the enemy. And he just passed away at 106.
So he was older.
Yeah. Oldest.
Good for him.
Yes,
yeah, nice
but
son.
right. I know you're still in the young older. But is there anything?
No, I'm an older. You're maybe in young older.
We're real close of age, my dear. Although this brings up a thought lately. Somebody I was sitting with who works for a surgeon was discussing all his latest. We were asking how his job was doing.
Uh-huh.
And then he thought it necessary to intently look at me. Now, he's not a surgeon.
Okay.
He's just a nurse in the area.
All right.
Nurse practitioner.
Yeah. He looked at you.
Yes, very carefully kind of studying me and was all like talking the pros of facelifts and
Looking at you.
looking at me, and then kind of went on to say, you know, that Juvederm is really good. They've just done so well with it lately.
Still looking at you.
Still looking at me and not ever saying anything like, I don't know. It was that pause and reflective look, like he wanted me to pipe in and say, oh, that'd be great. Maybe I should try that.
I'd love to.
It just a little
Instead of, he could
unsettling.
have said, this is something to think about for the future.
Right. And he kept saying, oh, yeah, people look great. People are so good with facelifts nowadays. I thought, oh, okay. I don't know. Slightly unsettling. So with that, I'm going to go to a cheerier topic.
Please do.
And we're going to talk about puppies.
Oh, yes.
Love
Great
puppies.
way.
We
yes.
have a brand new puppy in our family. I've not seen him yet, but pictures, he's adorable. I think he's a Rhodesian Ridgeback, maybe.
He is. I think you told me that.
Yes, he's just adorable.
So they get big. I mean, he looks big.
Oh, he'll be real big, yes. Now, did you know that in 2018, Arizona State did a study on the peak cuteness level for puppies? Let me give you an example.
Please.
And every different type of puppy.
So these are younger dogs.
Yeah, they'd be in the young. They're not talking.
Younger.
They don't
yeah.
need Juvederm, yeah.
Right. All right. So tell me.
For example, a Jack Russell, and I guess they had all kinds of people rating how cute the puppies were at different ages.
Mm-hmm.
A Jack Russell Terrier, its cuteness peak is 7.7 weeks. Isn't that odd?
In his whole life, or just as a puppy?
No, in his whole life.
He'll never be
any cuter. Now, he'll be cute, and obviously his mom and dad will think he's real cute forever. A shepherd is 8.3 weeks. And then that's it. I mean,
you don't ever get any cuter?
I guess not. The ultimate cuteness for a dog is at a puppy, and apparently at an exact, precise percentage of your week. So, I mean, babies, like, I think my little grandson and granddaughter are darling, but what if theirs was like at 12 weeks?
Right, but it's not. They continue to be the cutest.
And then, do old people have like a cuteness level?
I don't think so, do we?
Like when you're 98.4, is that when you suddenly kind of have that cute old look?
You are in a very philosophical mood. You've been thinking about many things, haven't you? People just think you're this
ditzy person.
But no, you have real substance. A woman of substance.
Oh, yes.
That is you.
Oh, man. It's been a time. But go ahead. Pray tell, do you have anything else?
I have something short that I don't think I'll be able to finish, but I'm going to just introduce it to you.
Okay.
Maybe it's because since I've decided I'm older, I don't know. I've gone back in time 1,000 years.
Well, I'm now.
Yes, I'm now wildly interested in the Middle Ages.
1,000 years?
You see, I'm going to be 1,000 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm interested in that. So I'll have more to report next week. Or next time we chat.
Life 1,000 years ago?
But how this really how I got started was I got to thinking, or at least I am, so dependent on notes, whether they're written notes. I miss those free hotel pads. Whether they're written notes or notes on your phone or little scribbles somewhere like show prep. I'm always writing down what would be good to talk about.
Receipts, right.
Yeah. And I thought, well, I couldn't have done that 1,000 years ago.
Wow, I never really thought about this. We need to continue this.
Thank you.
If we only weren't at the end of our happy episode.
Right. So next time I'm going to talk about 1,000 years ago because I am definitely interested in this. And I'm also going to tell you about how cantaloupe was such a helpful medical product. Then it'd become
Cantaloupe?
Cantaloupe. We're going to talk about, I'm going
orange
to talk
stuff?
about next week, cantaloupe, or next time we get together, cantaloupe and the Middle Ages. So I'm sure people can't wait.
Riveting.
I know.
Riveting.
I know. They wish we would just
This
keep
is
going.
a grabber,
And you
as they
have
call
any,
it.
is that what they call it?
No, I just made that up right
I
now.
like
I
that.
honestly have no idea. I'm
Yeah,
calling it a grabber.
all right.
In the meantime, we must say goodbye. Man, these times go by fast.
Yes.
At least for us.
I hope everybody has a good time with everything.
Yes.
Until we see you again.
We
Chat
see you
with
again.
it.
And well, first off, we always thank Pat. Pat with Speak Up Talk Radio.
Yes.
And you can find us at okboomerpod.com. And if you just want to find us on your favorite podcast platform, you type in OK Boomer Podcast. And we should pop up.
Oh, yeah, just those 3 words.
OK Boomer Podcast.
Right. And I'm going to be posting what our business cards look like. I know everyone will be excited.
Oh, for
and
sure.
I want to say thanks to Pat, too.
Yes. And keep your eyes open. You might see our card floating around a grocery store somewhere.
Yeah, we'll let you know if we can make it to 5 by the next time. That's what we should report.
Yeah, we'll have to have a goal. Okay.
All right. Love
right.
you. Toodles.
Love you. Toodaloo.
Be sure to come back to beautiful Ohio and the OK Boomer podcast. To listen to previous episodes or to drop us a line, visit okboomerpod.com.
Information presented is for educational purposes only. Moreover, no listener should assume that any discussions or information presented serves as the receipt of or substitute for personalized advice.